Hey everybody. So in this video, we're going to talk about the structure and function of steroid hormones. As we talked about in the last video, they are composed primarily from fat or cholesterols, and because of that, it gives them this unique structure where you can see here, they have these ring-like shapes. Okay, so if you ever see ring shapes, you're typically going to be looking at steroids, the way they're bound that way. Two examples are cortisol and aldosterone. These are steroid hormones that have to do with cortisol stress, and aldosterone is going to have to do with um, the sex organs. So, with that said, and testosterone. So, with that said, these are some of the main structures that you're going to see with these types of hormones. That said, this is going to be extremely important for the function. As we go into the function, I'll start with the picture. We need to think back to biology or even anatomy from last year. This is just going back to the cells, what they look like, and what they do. So if you need a refresher on transcription and translation, or in other words, how does a cell use its DNA to create a protein? If you need help looking at that, again, let's talk in class or definitely get a refresher on this because I'm going to go pretty quick over this because there's a lot to unpack here because it's protein synthesis. So, with that said, one of the major differences between steroid hormones and non steroid hormones is that if you look here, the steroid hormone, because it's made of fat, just like the cell membrane is, it has the ability to just go into a cell. So literally, like if you release a hormone, the steroid hormone, it will go to its cells and just slide right through and into them. Not only are they going to go into the cell, they're going to continue on into the nucleus of the cell. And from here, they are going to be used to influence the cell's ability to just make more of something, right? So going back to this whole domino effect, if you release a hormone, it's not like the hormone is the desired effect. What's going on is it's going to tell different cells to do different things depending on what that hormone is, right? So, in other words, think of it in a way kind of like you're at a restaurant. So, if you're at the restaurant and you order, let's say, a salad, the hormone in this case is not the salad, it's not the food. The hormone would be the piece of paper that your waiter or waitress writes on. And all they wrote was salad or whatever kind of salad you got. From there, they're going to take that message and they're going to bring it into the kitchen and deliver it to the chefs who are then going to create that specific food that you requested. From there, the chef is going to create that protein, or in this case, that salad. So, this is the whole point. The hormone itself is just a messenger. So, that's something to really keep in mind. This is a messenger that goes to the cells and tells the cells what to do. In this case in particular, the steroid hormones are going to be able to send their message directly to the nucleus of the cell. And that's really important, right? So if we want to talk about this in a little more detail, so at this point, I just gave you the cliff notes. So if you want this in a little bit more detail, we're going to go back a slide and we can see here the endocrine glands are going to secrete the hormones, right? So something happened and now your body's going to secrete the steroid hormone. So in other words, it's in your bloodstream. Once it's in your bloodstream, it's going to diffuse through the cell membrane and into the nucleus of the target cell, just like I showed you on the last slide. Just like this. It's going to go in, just like we talked about. So it has the ability to slide right in. Once it's in there, it's going to, again, if you need a refresher, please do so. But once it's in there, it's going to trigger the transcription of mRNA. So, in other words, these steroid hormones are going to go into the nucleus and tell it to make this stuff. Make this protein. We need it. From there, the RNA is going to go to the cytoplasm and direct protein synthesis. This is just, again, refreshing stuff from biology class. And then from there, we're going to create those proteins. So going back to my example that we talked about, the messenger is going to go to the kitchen, and in the kitchen, they're going to create that salad. All right. So this is the idea. So long story short, what's going on here? Steroid hormones are released into the bloodstream. They're going to go to your target cell, go into the cell, and trigger protein synthesis to create whatever that hormone is designed to create. That said, I mean, this video is essentially over at this point, but this is just if you're interested in a little bit more information, just to try to help you better understand conceptually what's going on here. Please keep in mind, and I know I'm being a little dramatic in these first few slides, but I want to intentionally, because I want you guys to just keep in mind this is an interesting unit because one, it's one of the two major pathways of the body that tells you what to do, right? Your nervous system and your endocrine system. They're going to be super important for just telling your body what to do and how to do it and when to do it. These are your messengers. The difference, and not even really a difference, but one of the major similarities, I guess, between this and the nervous system is that there are situations like this where there are so many different options in different scenarios that there is no one answer, right? So, for example, if cortisol is being released or aldosterone is being released, they're both steroid hormones, but they do different things, right? They're going to have different outcomes. They both go through the cell the same way, right? So that's important. They're both going to do this the same way. However, what they're creating is different. So maybe cortisol is going to make the salad, whereas aldosterone is going to make a cheeseburger. My point is, same process, just like you saw here, right? Different results, different proteins are going to be synthesized. All right, so anyways, with that said, if you have questions, please let me know.